And CJ the DJ, and I'm rocking with Hoodlum ENT. Hoodlum ENT.
Alright. So like, did you how long have you been DJing anyway?
Um, April of this year made 10 years for me officially as a DJ.
10 years.
April of this year.
So did you even like see yourself doing it for this long, and did you like see yourself doing it even longer than that? Like,
So initially, I knew I always wanted a career in music. I didn't know what. I just knew I wanted a career in music. Like how I got into DJing. I actually started off as a promoter my freshman year of college. Me and my brother EJ Franchise, and promoting was cool, but it just got boring after a while. Like I'm like, what's next? So I got into hosting. And then hosting was cool, but then it was like, all right, what's next? And that's kind of why I fell into DJ. And I literally would be like in the club just watching what they would do with each knob. And one night got a hold of some turntables and just played with it. And I mean, when I got into it, I knew like, yeah, I could do a lot with this. And so it just kind of branched. It went from doing mixtapes to doing clubs to doing radio to just being all over the place with it, man. So I didn't think that I would last as long as 10 years. I remember saying at one point in my career, once I hit the 10-year mark, I was probably gonna get out of it. But life has a funny way of showing you what you are and go do. So yeah, I'm gonna be here for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I like it. So, like even on the music side and whatnot like that, like I know like you interview a lot of like artists and stuff like that too. Like, have you seen from like 10 years ago or 5 years ago, have you seen that that drastic change as far as like the artists too, as far as like the age group and the content, what they talking about, and like even like within the city too?
Yeah, it's been it has been like a change. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first started DJing, Instagram wasn't around yet. Facebook was only for college folk, and I mean, people actually kind of just party. Like that's what it was. You show up, you party. Now, yeah, you kind of see like the contrast. Like now, it's a lot more like, people do this, and that's about the most they'll live over the course of a night. It's still people who party, but yeah, I've definitely seen like some changes. You know what I'm saying, over the course of the times. I wouldn't say it's like it's good or bad. It's just been interesting to watch. Even in the music, you know what I'm saying, seeing like the different phases of it, seeing the different phases of what people listen to and what people gravitate to. I remember once upon a time, people used to clown people for dancing hard on dance songs. Then there was a whole era of dance songs. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, even looking at music now, like, you know what I'm saying, there was a period where R&B kind of got lost in translation, and like now this year you see, or this period, like you see a lot more R&B artists emerging. So yeah, it's been dope watching like the transitions over the past few years. Yeah.
Right. Even with music, like what is music for you, like as far as doing the DJ and whatnot, like what is it for you? What does it make, like how does it feel for you to do it? Like does it strike a chord? You like doing it for people's reaction? Or
Man, I do it for a multitude of reasons. It really just depends on the mood. I can say honestly, a lot of times when I'm DJing for large crowds, I'm never really DJing for myself. A lot of the music that I play, man, like on my downtime, I'm probably not listening to it. You know what I'm saying? Like on my own downtime. But, there are a lot of songs that I do listen to. Majority of the time, more times than not, when I'm playing for the crowd, like I'm playing for that experience. I like to equate DJing kind of like you a school bus driver or you driving a truck. Like that's a lot of responsibility at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because when the night goes bad, people tend to remember that. You know what I'm saying? And I always look at like parties and stuff as like the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like there's countless people who can recall some of the greatest nights of their lives and pinpoint it back to a specific party or pinpoint it back to maybe even a specific song. So a lot of times when I'm DJing, man, I'm just playing for the people in front of me. You know what I'm saying? More so than myself. When I get by myself, then yeah, it's a totally different ballgame.
Right. What you been a DJ and whatnot? Like DJs, they have a lot of power. Most artists don't even know that sometimes or whatnot. But what you been a DJ, do you have to deal sometimes, or are you influenced to play certain tracks based on like people who come at you like, hey man, play my track, or like certain requests and things of that nature? Sometimes do they have to have like a certain it factor for you to play the track or bump with it, or?
You speaking like more so as far as like up and coming artists or just music in general?
Well, I say up and coming artists, or just music in general too. Like, what song do you try to play, like the hottest song, or you just try to play most of the songs that like you feel people relate to, or like?
As far as I try to play, I play the songs that I know people are already on to because you know DJing more so than any other aspect of it is all about you know service. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about what you personally jam. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I'll play songs that people are already familiar with, and then a lot of times I'm good for incorporating songs that like you can kind of certain songs you can hear and you can just kind of see like get this on like a month and a half, 2 months. It's gonna be that wave. So might as well go ahead and get on it now. And then there are other songs, you know what I'm saying, that I might not personally like, but you know what I'm saying, just because of it, whether it be that people gravitate to it or whether it be, you know, just the work that goes behind it, I'll support it. And that's always been my standpoint with playing like artists from Savannah. You know, Savannah is, whether people feel how they feel, man, Savannah is home to a lot of talented people. You know what I'm saying? But talent is only half the battle.